Hello everyone, this is the Mental Health for Life channel. In society, people sometimes portray a different version of themselves to leave a good impression on others. This could involve suppressing their true selves and presenting a pleasant facade, especially in customer service roles or similar situations. In life, everyone may use different personas for different contexts. This is considered a necessary wisdom for adults to navigate life, and when they return home, they revert to their true selves. British psychiatrist Winnicott referred to this as the true self and the false self. However, did you know that some people have denied their true selves since childhood and continue to act out their false selves? For instance, in homes where parents drink alcohol every night and say mean things, making them mad can lead to a painful experience. Always trying to please their parents and avoid upsetting them, children may learn to act like good kids. Similarly, in classes where bullying occurs, drawing attention to oneself can make one a target for bullies. To live peacefully, one often has to keep a low profile and play the role of a quiet, unassuming person. Many have faced similar situations where they felt they had to excel in their studies or sports, even if it meant pushing themselves too hard, just to gain approval from their parents. Some have had to deal with sick family members and couldn't pursue their passions. In order to feel loved by their parents, these people had no choice but to keep playing a false version of themselves. After living this way for a long time, people start to fear that they'll be abandoned by their parents and those around them if they return to their true selves. Eventually, it becomes normal to keep up the facade, and the thought of going back to their true selves becomes terrifying. They grow up like this. For example, someone who was naturally curious and outgoing might end up being shy and introverted instead. However, we cannot keep pretending to be someone we're not. Sooner or later, the time comes when life no longer goes smoothly and the way you have been living no longer works. Your true self begins to say, "I want to stop lying and live as I really am." This becomes an SOS signal manifesting in your heart and body. This time, we'll discuss the signs that indicate that pretending to be someone else has reached its limit. It's also a sign that it's time to return to your true self. In fact, there are many people who do not realize that they're living as a false self. They likely feel some form of discomfort in their lives, but may not understand why. If you find yourself identifying with the signs we're about to discuss, it could be evidence that you've been lying to yourself. 1. There is a gaping hole in your heart. Even though you can manage your life to some extent, you always feel a sense of emptiness, as if there's a gaping hole in your heart. No matter what you do, you're never satisfied. This is because you feel like you wouldn't be accepted for who you truly are by those around you. Some people are worried that if they become their true selves, they will not only not be accepted, but also hated. They cannot get rid of the feeling that they have to keep playing their false self to fit in with others in order not to be disliked. 2. No sense of being alive. Some people feel so empty that they don't even feel alive. They feel as if they're separated from the real world by an invisible wall. Some people describe it as feeling as if they're underwater all the time. Even when spending time with family and friends, you may feel as if you're alone in a different world. This feeling is called a sense of depersonalization. 3. Anger. Emptiness and anxiety sometimes become anger. You will be irritable more often, and the slightest thing will trigger your anger. You may suddenly lash out at someone to vent your frustrations, only to regret it later. While it may seem like you're angry at others, deep down, you're also angry at yourself for pretending to be someone you're not. You might think, "How long will I keep this up?" Or, "I hate being this way." 4. Resentment. When you start to realize that the reason you're pretending to be someone else is because of your parents or the people around you, it can turn into deep-seated resentment. You might begin to blame your parents or other people around you for everything that's going wrong in your life, which can hold you back from moving forward. Resentment narrows your perspective and makes it difficult to see things objectively. 5. Persistent physical ailments. Living as someone you're not puts constant strain on your body. Your autonomic nervous system gets out of balance, leading to headaches, stiff shoulders, and persistent fatigue. Even when you try to sleep, the tension doesn't ease, sometimes leading to insomnia. Your body's immune system weakens, making you more susceptible to colds and allergic reactions. In addition, many people who live their lives always taking care of those around them sacrifice their own health. It's common for them to never take a day off or push themselves too hard, even when they're sick. This way of life will have a negative impact on their health as they get older. 6. Dependency. To deal with emptiness and anxiety, some people may unconsciously start using substances like alcohol or tobacco. They might also develop a habit of excessive shopping or overeating. In some cases, individuals may resort to self-harm or get heavily involved in gambling or risky sexual behaviors. We all feel relieved when we go home and return to our true selves after a long day at work trying to fit in. Similarly, people who have been living in a false self for a long time will feel a sense of freedom and security when they return to their true self. Some people may say, "I don't know who I really am," because they've been living a lie for so long. However, the truth is, our true selves often emerge when we're genuinely enjoying something or deeply engaged in an activity. You might discover aspects of your true personality that you didn't even realize were there. While we have explained the benefits of returning to one's true self, some people unconsciously fear it. This is because they're afraid that if they return to their true selves, they will be disliked by others. Moreover, some people have built their lives around their false selves to such an extent that they feel trapped. For example, they may be stuck in jobs that don't suit them or marriages with partners they don't truly love. Returning to your true self may mean dismantling what you have spent years building. If you leave your career and change jobs, or get married and have children and then split up, you could hurt and alienate those around you. In such cases, it's essential to gradually adjust relationships with others while returning to your true self. The most important thing to be aware of is to cherish relationships with people who accept you as you are. Avoid relationships with those who only acknowledge you based on certain conditions. Even if they're your parents, if they don't love your true self, it may be better to cut ties with them. In extreme cases, pets like dogs or cats who love you unconditionally may be more valuable than parents who only love you under certain conditions. Whether it's in your work or personal life, start by prioritizing yourself and avoiding unnecessary stress and compromise. Say no to relationships or tasks that hurt you or those you don't want to engage in. Pay attention to your health as well. Many people who have been playing a false version of themselves tend to prioritize others, often neglecting their own well-being. It may take time, but by prioritizing what you want to do and what brings you joy, you can naturally return to your true self. This was the Mental Health for Life channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.